Uh, Welcome today to Relevant Studio, and it's our Sunday Reformist Sunday Chat, reaching out from the church. And I want to wish everyone a very beautiful new month. It's a month of April, and I pray the month will be full of pleasant surprises for us all as God lives. And we are starting this very month on another note. And what are we bringing to us this very month? For this first edition of our Sunday Reform Sunday Chat, we are trying to uh, bring on a conversation that, well, I think it has been there in the public space, but majorly in the public space, when you ask an average Nigerian where uh, what do they go for as the problem of Nigeria? Is it the problem of leadership or followership? If such a straight question is being asked, I can bet you that over 80% will not even think twice before they tell you that it is leadership. Our leaders are bad, our leaders are useless, our leaders have improvised us, our leaders have done this, they've done that. But of recent, I decided to lead a team of young Nigerians into a discussion about leadership and followership. And I can say categorically that we discovered that the problem is even more of followership. And in fact, if we are to rate it first, the problem is a problem of followership. We begin to ask questions like, who are the leaders and where do they come from? These are cogent questions. Who are the leaders? Where do they come from? It is very easy for everyone to begin to throw stones at leaders very easily without digging deep within us to even check how those leaders emerge and who put them there. Yeah, today's program will burst your mind sincerely. If you are there with us already, I can see some people are joining us. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Please do well to signify in the chat box. Let it be interactive. Let us, if you are, what is your view? What is your view about the topic we are discussing today? What are your views? So let us know what your views are as we continue on the topic for the day. There is a misunderstanding, a misconstrue of bad followership and bad leadership. People tend to put all the blame on leaders, on leaders, on leaders, and shy away from the truth that bad followership is really causing more havoc to us as a country than even the leadership. How do I mean? In a democracy, thank God all of us today, we agree that Nigeria practices a democracy. No matter what you might want to say or anything, I'm not in talk for that today. But in a democracy, we all know that followers are the one that dictate the leaders. Either you like it or not, every 4 4 years, we must go to the poll. We must go and elect. Yes, that is how it is. That is how democracy made it to be. But the truth of the matter is that how many of us are participating in that process? That is the first question. How many of us are participating in that question, in the process? How many of us that are participating genuinely? That is another question for us. Somebody will begin to say that no, the leaders are the ones that are dictating, they are the ones selecting themselves, they are manipulating and every other thing like that. But I love to ask one good question this afternoon. I love to ask one good question this afternoon. And the question which I love to ask this afternoon is that how many leaders can go to the poll by themselves and emerge if people do not get involved? And you know, easier for them because some people are not even involved at all. That is one of the people. The power of the people really surpass the power of an individual. The power of the people really surpasses the power of individual. I believe all know that. History around the world taught us that power of the people is more than the power of an individual. Let's imagine the whole Nigerians will be at the poll to decide, and they will decide rightly. Now, do you want to tell me a single individual can stand somewhere and manipulate? It will not be possible. It will not be possible. And now, to the big issue of the day, because of our time, to the big issue of the day. And the big issue of the day is the why. The why. Why followership is the real Nigeria problem. Why followership is the real Nigeria problem. That is the why. Hypocrisy by followers. Hypocrisy by followers has really shown to be one of the greatest problems. I've seen people voting someone with a record that if they should have a personal company, they cannot employ such a person to run their company. Then I ask why, as an individual, if you have a business you are running, you will never mind religion, you will never mind tribe, you just want someone who can get your work done. That is the average thinking mentality of business owners. Now, moving forward, companies will go as far as doing background checks into whosoever they want to employ, most especially to their executive position. They will do background check. Is this person with a criminal record? Does he have any underlying ailment that will not make such a person to function at his duty? All these they are going to do and make sure that they are able to select the best. But very funny, in Nigeria, followers, the electorate, seems not to be interested in these things. In fact, you will see great business owners that make all those things important in their own company, telling you that it is not important in selecting those who lead us in the country. And by that, we begin to see wrong people, to see people of low character, low integrity emerging to lead us. And somebody will say that, yes, it's the leader's fault. Then I beg to ask, where were you when the process was on? Is it the leader's fault or your fault? Another great problem, another why, is that it seems as if we lack values as Nigeria, sincerely. Because how do I come to this? If you are someone who has value, I don't think you will you will begin to go for someone who does not. Automatically you've automatically think it cool for the leader. You've made it to get involved, and that uh, to always to be hungry so that they can use it as a weapon when election comes, this, that, and yes, they have all those things, they say all those things, but the truth of the matter is that we are still at liberty. We are at liberty to choose based on value. Now, don't forget one thing that is very key, which is the leaders, they are the representation. The leaders are the representation of the followers. Hope you know that the leaders are the representation of followers. Now, how will you see, how will you imagine yourself, how will you imagine yourself being led by a criminal because you fail to get participated? How will you imagine yourself being led by a known tout? You understand? By a known tout because you fail to get involved. Today's uh, program is just to open our eyes to the side of where the followers are getting it wrong, rather than pointing accusation fingers at the leadership time in, time out. Yes, that is it. Rather than pointing fingers all the time, let us know where we are also getting it very, very wrong. We should know where we are getting it very wrong. And we must be ready to change. What is the way out? Is there a way out of this? Can we go out of this? People change for the society to change. We all understand that uh, 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 the societal change is based on the premise that people have to change for the society to change, and not the way out. The society will not change for people to change. People need to change for the society to change, and this will lead us. This will lead us into what I now say that if that yes, followers need to change for leadership to change. The followers must change for leadership to change. If the followers' ideas did not change, if the followers continue to be people without value, they will keep electing people of no value. If the followers keep being myopic in thinking, they will keep electing a leader that will reflect who they are. And now, reorientation. Which is reorientation? There is a need for reorientation. The followers need to know that they have the part of the system or you were not part of the system. This we need to ask. We need to ask. Society shows who people are, and our leaders are the representation of our society. Now, look at it very well. Look at start from your local area. Look at the leader you are having. Is that a representation of you? Is that a representation of you? Just be very frank with this. Is that a representation of you? Is that who you are? Does your leader shows who you are? And you need to think over it over and over again. You need to think about it over and over again. The problem of this followership has been even right from the start of the country Nigeria. And while I traced it, I still see that it it kept persisting day in, day out, year in, year out. We keep having the problem keep going on. And at the junction where we are today, what do we need to do? The major thing we need to do is to reorientate our mindset. Is for everybody to know that it's time for a change. And I will bet you again that if we fail to change, sincerely, this is how we are going to continue as a country. This is exactly how we are going to continue. We must change our mindset who we cannot see value in. I mean, that if we have anyone, if you have your personal value, you understand? Imagine the person you are supporting to become your leader. Where that is why I talk about the hypocrisy, the why. The why followership is the problem. The hypocrisy. The person you are following you are chanting, hey, say this one, say that one, say this one, say that one. Check into that person critically. Check into that person very critical. Can you be proud of the person? A friend was saying it while we were discussing this topic. Like, can you pray? Can you pray for your child, for your children to be like your leader, like the person you are supporting? Can you pray that prayer? These are challenging questions. There is a need for reorientation. There is a need for a paradigm shift if and only if we are going to get it right in this country. If and only if we are going to get it right in this country. We must indeed change our mindset. We must indeed change our approach. This is the way out for us to go. If and only if we really want to make Nigeria a place to be. If and only if for us to change that. This is our message for the day. This is our topic for today, and this is the discussion. But you know very well that the discussion is beyond this. We are taking the discussion outside, like how we've normally seen a lot of you guys messaging us, talking to us, reaching out to us about what you felt about what we have discussed. And for those that are just joining for the first time, if you want to be part, if you want to reach out, if you want to make your contribution, you can do so via uh, the display for contact, for inquiry that you can see right now on your screen, I believe. So till I come your way another time with another very interesting and eye-opening discussion. Uh, I remain Olalekan Solomon Ogunrinu, and now I want to conclude on this. The only place we can call home is Nigeria. The only place we can call our home is Nigeria. No matter where we can be, no matter how good the place might be, no matter how beautiful the place might be, if we fail to make Nigeria